Horns up,
forward.
palms forward.
Horns up, palms forward.
All right, so we're gonna start again.
Okay.
Cut.
What's going on, world? Brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kill, and I'm with Matt, the creative director of football. We've come to get a day in the life of a recruit here.
Okay.
Right? So where are we right now?
Right now we're in the locker room entryway in the football facility in front of our light wall. This is where we do a lot of our photo shoots for recruits and our current players, and it's kind of become the look for Texas football.
Awesome. Where are you taking us first?
We're gonna go into the locker room. This is the locker room entrance right here. We took the time to create a piece here. So what we had was a photo of the players going on the field. And the idea was to show the greats as they enter the field. So you have Vince Young, Michael Huff, Cedric Benson, Brian Arakpo. Wow. You know, you can be the next Longhorn great to visualize that. So whenever you come in this locker room, you know, imagine yourself being one of these guys. Right now we're in our football locker room here. We have 37-inch TVs on top of every single locker here that we can do custom nameplates for each player. We do these in front of the light wall outside the locker room. Each player gets a chance to show their personality any way they want for their screen. We can also put photos, graphics up in here. Players have a good game, offense, defense, special teams. Each player gets their own 10-15 second highlight video that we can put on so they can get a little bit of shine.
Now I know the Longhorns are very prevalent in the NFL. When they come back, where do they actually have their stuff at?
Well, we have a whole section of lockers over here that we'll do custom nameplates for each guy that's in the NFL currently, and then former greats like Vince Young.
Now I'm seeing a Longhorns branded screen here.
So this is where we control all the music, all the screens and everything throughout the locker room, the game day corridor, the transfer corridor to the equipment room, so we can pump the music up. Turn them up.
Now 37-inch screens, this one is actually the one that pops out the most. Tell me about this.
So this is a 6-panel screen that we have in here, and we can customize it, obviously. We can do any kind of graphic we want, anytime we want. We can also customize the layout of the screen. So right now we could have 6 panels for 6 different TV screens. Just all kinds of combinations for these guys.
Now I must ask you, with you being the creative director of football here, walk me back through that time Herman came and just totally demolished a previous locker room.
That was a fun day. There's an infamous clip where he swung and the hammer bounced and he kind of fell over, and that went a little bit viral, but you know, we took it down.
Okay, Matt, you and your team, creative directors of football, what goes into getting that perfect photo on game day?
On game day, we're just looking to capture any video elements, photo elements, anything that encompasses what Texas is all about. You know, we're trying to sell a good product to the fans, but you know, also for recruits. We want recruits to know that this is the best place in America to play football. So we have to figure out a way from a creative angle to show that to them, because for what we do, we're the front porch of the program. So they're gonna see us on social media if they're not here, and we have to make a good impression.
Kind of walk me through that day, from trying to get that shot to updating live on Instagram, Twitter. What's actually going through your mind, or do you have a strategy?
We know what our roles are gonna be going in probably about Thursday. So the graphics people know what they've got to do. The photo people know what they're shooting. Video knows what they're shooting. We know what we're gonna put out, when we're gonna put it out, how to get it from the field to the press box, everything like that. So we try to keep it to a system.
Right. And how big is the team going through this entire process?
Day to day, full-time guys, we have 3, but come game day, I'd say we probably have anywhere between 9 to 12 people that will all pitch in, plus student workers.
As a content creator, how do you go about generating new ideas all the time? I mean, you're pumping out so much content. Everything has to be different. So how do you go about that?
We kind of just go by what's going on that week. You know, if we have practice, we're trying to figure out a way to show practice from a unique angle. If it's weight groups, you know, is it photos, is it videos? How can we cover it so it doesn't just get stale all the time? And then we also show what the team is doing. So for example, we had our defensive backs go out on Lake Travis for a team building activity. And so we sent Derek Ochoa out there and he videoed the whole thing. And then we're able to put that into a short, energetic 30-second video. So that shows recruits what it's like to be a player here, but it also showcases Austin, you know, in Texas football at the
same
same
time.
And that's
perfect, because a lot of people want to see the behind the scenes aspect more so than the field stuff that we're used to seeing, right?
Everybody loves access. And so we're able to give all access in a creative way. You know, so it keeps it exciting every time. So right now we're in our game day corridor, and we can also set this for any kind of lighting setup we want, whatever kind of event we want, recruiting event. We can bring the lights down, set the mood, and then come game day, we have an extra special lighting setup for that. Music's banging, players come through, you get extra juice, and then you cannot take the field without touching the horns. And here we are, in DKR, where all the magic happens. And now I'm gonna pass you off to show you a little bit more about the locker room in detail, and then some of the lower hallways.
Now, Jordan, I know this whole renovation was $10 million, and one of the awesome parts of it is the locker room. The lockers, to be exact. Tell us what's inside of here and what it looks like.
Sure. So, Longhorn Lockers, a company out of Dallas, did these for us, and they've got these doors that open, they pocket for us. Coach likes them closed for recruiting purposes so that they can kind of clean up and stay recruit ready at all times. But when you get it open here, we've got the helmet rack with the shoulder pads, and this tray pulls out so you can have some easy access to it. You see these glove racks here, you can put shoes up here. On the helmet rack here, they've got this air vent that kind of keeps the helmets dry. And then we got these drawers here for just different things, some hanging space, and they've got their own personal lockbox here that's got charging outlets if they want to charge their iPads or phones or anything like that. We'll have a bunch of cleats, lifting shoes. This underneath seat is kind of the space for that, obviously.
And the way this locker is created, is it easy for you guys on the equipment staff to kind of just, clean it up?
Yeah, it is. It's not too bad, and we can throw stuff in different compartments, shut the doors, and it looks recruit ready.
Last but not least, we're with Matt Rutherford, the equipment manager of UT football. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
Glad to have you guys here.
Definitely. So before we get into the fitted part, we want to check out 2018 UT football apparel. What is it going to look like?
Well, we're going to have the best that Nike has to offer. Anything that they provide in the world of football, we're going to have it for our players, our coaches, our staff.
Tell me about the black shoes. I'm hearing there's a big change this year, kind of going back.
Yeah, when Coach Herman first got here, I sent him a picture of Colt McCoy from back in the day wearing black shoes and black socks, and I said, you want to do this again? And in a matter of seconds, he texted me back and said, yes, let's do it. So we're rolling it out for 2018.
What are the new shoes for this year?
The two main new styles are these two here, both speed shoes. You got the Untouchable Pro. This is the Untouchable Speed. This one's super lightweight. I imagine this will be pretty popular. Some guys that want a little more support, like this sock feel. We tested some of these in spring football and had guys loved them.
And the other players have to love the chrome finish at the bottom.
Yeah, it adds in with the whole theme of icy white. And that's what everybody likes.
Kind of talk about the icy whites. I mean, that's a classic for UT football. What is it about that makes all the players actually love that one more than any other?
I just think it's the same thing when you have people that like the blackouts. It's just this solid color, and it doesn't get cold here very often, so a lot of times we're on the road wearing it. We got the long socks, we got the white sleeves. It truly is all white, and I just think that it's a clean look. It's something people like.
Yeah, how is it working with Nike? They look at you guys as one of the premier schools.
Oh, they're great to work with. We're on the forefront of the new chassis. Anytime a new uniform comes out, we're always getting the new chassis. We have the latest shoes. They're a great partner, and they're easy to work with.
Now, let's kind of go down some of the other positions here with the cleats. What would these be, and who would they be for?
So this shoe is mainly a D lineman cleat, most likely defensive tackles. They came out with this shoe last year. They finally threw a bone to the big guys. The big guys always complain that they don't get the swagged out shoes, so Nike did a good job with these. They got the chrome bottoms. They built this part right here for guys that get their feet stepped on in the trenches. This is the similar shoe. It's just more of a high top version. O-linemen like this one, some tight ends. This is the Menace Elite. It came out last year. It's a running back, linebacker type shoe. Even some receivers like it. This shoe is the Menace Pro. This is actually the low version. There's also a mid version. This shoe is for what we call big skill guys. So it's not gonna be your receivers, DBs. It's gonna be more your running backs, linebackers, quarterbacks, tight ends. So they still have a speed shoe, but it's a little bit more sturdy and at a better base for somebody who's 220 pounds, kind of that range.
Now, one of the biggest sports figures to come through this school is actually not a football player.
Correct.
Kevin Durant. Talk about his involvement in the football program as far as shoes and just apparel in general.
His line just continues to grow, and his shoes were obviously really popular, but his apparel line, he's got a backpack line. This is actually a backpack we did last year for what we call Champions Club. Our year split up into 4 quarters, and at the end of each quarter, the coaches, the training room, the academics, all the support areas decide if a player made champion. That's if they did good in the classroom, if they showed up to all their workouts, didn't miss treatment, those kind of things, they become a champion. So this is a backpack we gave to our champions. Got a little Champions Club logo. And then one of Coach Herman's big mantras is 1-0, and so everything that you do
Whether it's getting out of bed to eating the right food, you got to win at everything you do. Go 1-0. So it's not just going 1-0 against your opponent. It's 1-0 against, your class. Going 1-0 against the person in front of you. In practice, it's always going 1-0. So we put that on a lot of stuff to remind the guys. This is the black version of the Menace Elites. We'll have all the styles of the same in the white, but they'll just be in black. Pretty excited about that. And then we got the black socks to go with it. One thing we added last year with our white gloves is we added Texas Fight throughout it, which is our fight song. Something new and different we did that kind of changed it up. This is a copy, the person who first wrote The Eyes of Texas on a piece of paper. We still have that in our archives, and they took that handwriting and then they produced it on the gloves.
Nice.
This is a shoe we gave to our players last year. This is the KD10. We gave it to them before we went to our bowl trip. I was talking earlier about the Champions Club. We did the Kobe's for a Champions Club gift. So if you made champion, you got the Texas Orange, the Kobe's. They were pretty excited about that. And then this is the 11, KD 11. We'll wear this year for our travel shoes. So when our players are on the plane, traveling around, in the hotels, that's what they'll be sporting. So I'm really excited about those. I think those turned out pretty cool.
Very.
Right there.
All right, Matt, as we kind of get into the fitting part, I want to actually talk about the icy whites. Since it's such a classic look for you guys, when did you guys first debut the icy whites?
I would have to think it was probably sometime consistently in the 80s.
Okay.
There was some time, I think, like when Earl Campbell played here, you saw some pictures of his pants had an orange stripe on it. And so I know there's been different variations over the years, but I think this total white pant, I would say probably sometime in the 80s.
Now, what's first? What do we do first here?
Well, first we can put your pants on.
Okay.
One thing we did different this year that I think the players are gonna really like is no belt, no more belts. So it's a draw cord waist, so it's kind of like just putting on a pair of shorts. Now let's go ahead and throw on some socks and some shoes. I got some new Untouchables pulled for you there.
Matt, well, thank you so much for letting us come in and check it out. And again, I'm not ready, right?
You look ready, you look the part.
Hopefully you enjoyed the UT football edition of Royal Key. We have a special one that we did about a year ago with UT basketball, which they have an equally impressive facility. So check that one out. The link is in our description. Until the next time, your host, George Kill.